What's going on, guys? It's been a little while. I am back at it again. Uh, some stuff to show, some older stuff with a twist, and then some new books. And by new books, I mean back issues. Uh, we had an expo here in town, a comic convention this weekend that just passed. So I actually was a volunteer for it. So I got in for free and got some sweet stuff. Want to show it off. This video shouldn't be too long. It's a nice little stack, but definitely you should like what I got. So I'll show the two random things I got first. The big comic guest was they only had one. They had three guests. One was some girl that does like voices for anime, and then it was a actor named Dan Payne who he was like he's cool, I guess. He's not like a big actor, and he's like a stuntman slash actor. He played like some minor roles in Cabin in the Woods and like Underworld stuff like that. And the big comic person that I was excited for was Kalman Andrzejowski. He does Captain Canuck. The new series. He's also done work for like Marvel, DC. He did like a really famous cover of Livewire and Action Comics. So I was really excited to see him. I'm a huge Captain Canuck fan, so I was really pumped. So I'll show the two random things I bought from him were one, I had to get this sweet keychain. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a Captain Canuck club member keychain. Had to do it. And then I also got this print from him. They were pretty cheap, $25. And it's hard to see just because it's like a gold pen, but he signed it for me as well. It was a tie between this and one of him fighting a polar bear, but the one on the polar bear, Captain Canuck was on a side view, and you couldn't really fully see the uniform, and it was the new updated version where this is kind of the classic Captain Canuck outfit. So I decided to go with the classic. Why not, right? So I'll show the old with the new twist books first, and that is I had my stack ready for Kalman to sign. I do want to say he was an awesome guy. It was awesome to meet him, chat with him a couple times because I saw him throughout the convention because I was volunteering. Great guy. He followed me on Instagram and Twitter. I did the same for him because I was talking to him. I want to get maybe some custom artwork done from him. But I brought this stack for him to sign. So first was the 2014 Captain Canuck summer special. I got him to sign this because this was the first look at the new look of Captain Canuck. So I definitely wanted him to sign that for me. Then I got him to sign issue 0 and issue 1. You can see his signature down there. And then issue 2. I didn't do issue 3 because issue 3 was actually a different cover artist. So these were all the covers that he did. And then I'm sure you guys remember this great comic book series, Age of Ultron, but he actually did the cover for the Ultron issue 1 AU about Victor. So he did the cover for that, so I got him to sign that. It was actually kind of funny because he was saying that I was the only person at the convention that got him to sign something that wasn't Captain Canuck. Everyone was getting him to sign Captain Canuck stuff. A lot of people were just buying the comics from him because he had them on sale and then he'd sign them. So that was kind of cool that I was the only one that got him to sign something else that he did. Now this is the stack of books I bought at the convention. I didn't go crazy. A lot of my main comic shops here were there, but neither of them sold comics that weekend just because they do so much business. They were selling like Pop Funkos and action figures and stuff, and that was it. So this was all just kind of random people. I mean, it's a smaller, when I say convention, it's not like Toronto or the States, like where they have huge conventions. This is really small. Like there's probably like 30, 40 vendors maybe. That's it. So most of the people that were selling comics were it was like people that had large collections that wanted to get rid of them. So I'll start with these. Some books. I got these for $1 a pop. Nothing like crazy special other than I collect Hulk. This is one of my favorite runs on Hulk, which is volume 3. It was Jones's run on it. And these were ones I was missing. So I think I am only missing about 10, and I've got all of volume 3. So this is issue 35, issue 37, 38. Let's jump to 60, because I had all the rest of them. 61, 62, and that was it. So I have, I think, 30 all the way to like 60, either 62 or a little higher, but I've got that whole section done up. So next up, I will show this off. This was kind of, I would say, the flop of the weekend, simply because I was really tired. I've been volunteering all day. So I picked this up. I've been slowly, whenever I see them cheap, I pick up Firestorm books. And I was thinking that this was the first issue of his mini-series. And then, of course, the minute I bought it, I was like, fuck. This isn't that. This is the first issue of The Fury of Firestorm. This was the series that came after. I only paid, I still think I paid too much for it. I paid $3 for it. And I see this in the dollar bin all the time, but whatever, I didn't have it, so I've got most of this series, so I'll add it to that. And I mean, it's the first appearance of Firehawk, so number 1, Firestorm, the Nuclear Man. The rest of these books, though, are very much wins. So I'll show these off. I found these in a dollar bin for another guy. They're books I've been looking for, and they kind of heated up recently, and I'm not willing to pay the online prices for them. So I got, I think it's volume 3. I got Superboy number 0. So this is the first cameo appearance of King Shark. And I got issue number 9, which is the first full appearance of King Shark. I was pumped to find those for $1 each. They literally had like 5 copies of each of these in the dollar bin. And I said to the guy after I bought them, because I made sure I paid for them before I said anything, but I was like, oh, I was surprised to find these, because every time I come across them, someone's trying to overprice them for more than I'm willing to pay. I was like, because they're a cameo and first appearance. And the guy obviously had no idea, and he was just kind of like, oh, really? Like, he was like, I didn't even know that they were important books. And I was like, well, now you know, buddy. But I already got my copy. The rest of these I all got from the same dealer. He had a fantastic selection. He had $3 bins and $5 Silver Age books. So I got 2 out of the $3 bins and 2 out of the $5 bins. So first up, I got issue number 3 of the Savage She-Hulk. So I'm close. There's only, what did this run? Like 13 or 14 issues. I think I have like 4 or 5 of the issues. So I'm trying to get a full, I've got the first appearance, the Savage She-Hulk #1, and I've got a lot of the other volumes. I've got all of the newer volumes, so I'm trying to do a full She-Hulk run. Great cover, just I love She-Hulk. There's nothing better. This my Silver Age books are awesome, but this is probably the find of the weekend. Uh, I was on Comic Book Realm when I saw it. I was checking like all the different variants and the printings because I was like, no, there's no way I only paid $3 for this. I was like, there's got to be something wrong with this book. And finally, I was like, no, this is the first printing. And like I even said to the guy, because I was afraid I was gonna bring it up, and it was kind of gonna be one of those things where he's like, oh wait a second, that shouldn't be in there. So I kind of said, I was like, so this is only like everything in this box is only $3, and he's like, yeah. And I said, oh okay, cool man. I was just like, I wasn't sure about this one, and he was just like, oh, he basically said like, I'm collecting comics forever, like 40 years, but I've decided I only want to I'm working on a Superman run. So he was like, I'm literally selling all of my other stuff. So he's like, if it's not Superman, I don't care, and I don't believe in people paying these ridiculous prices. So he's like, I'm just trying to get rid of them. So my find was Batman #1 first print. I paid $3 for it. And when I say that this is a near mint copy, I mean this is a near mint copy. There's literally not. You're saying something about that. That's just the bag. I ticked the bag. Like the corners are super sharp. There's like no spine ticks. Like this was literally in mint condition. Um, I was just floored because, like, man, this book. I'm seeing people online pay at least $100 for this book all the time, and $3, and this made me a believer in the hunt. I was losing faith because I always see people like, oh, I got this crazy book I paid. It's like I got a Batman Adventures for like I got a Batman Adventure book for $3 in some bin, and then that's like $1,000 book. So I'm just like, so yeah, $3, can't complain about that. I now am a proud owner of a Batman #1. I've almost got that full 52 series done. I jumped on around like 19, 20. I ended up dropping it though. I dropped it recently. I just wasn't really feeling it. So these are the two Silver Age books. I mean they're in they're reader conditions, but for $5, hey, I'll take it. So the first one is Green Lantern issue number 31. I've read this story. I love this story where Hal Jordan sells the rings, like he's gone crazy, they think. Great cover. I mean, as you can see, it's got like pen mark on it, kind of all in this area. But for $5, I'll take that for my Green Lantern run. And then for $5, I got a reader copy. This is the last book of issue 32 of Fantastic Four. This is the first appearance of Mary Storm, also the death of Mary Storm, and the first appearance is someone else. I can't think of who it is. A doctor, I think. But yeah, so I saw this for $5, issue 32, and I mean it's a pretty $5, I'd still stay, like, like it's a little ripped up, lots of stains and creases, but the staples are intact. That's the only thing I really care about. So it's hard to see in this light, but there you go. So that is everything. Thanks for watching. I'll probably be back at it, hopefully again soon. I'm living that student life now, waiting on those student loans. Comment below, as always. I will get back to you. I always get back to everybody. Subscribe, like, share. Just thank you for supporting. Salute.